I heard the song differently. The moment it wasn't just mine. Like the air around it shifted. Like the meaning tilted a few degrees once other years existed in the equation. It's strange how something you've lived with for weeks, months can feel unfamiliar the second you let it go. I wasn't bracing for it, but there it was, that quiet disorientation of hearing myself from the outside. And then something in me tightened a little, not fear, not pride, just that low hum that starts in the ribs when a feeling gets louder than you expected. The song wasn't changing, I was hearing it with the weight of other listeners in the room. Even if the room was only imagined, there was a pulse to it now, a steady pressure behind the thoughts, like the moment before a storm, when the air feels thick from the glow of the desk and the silence between the speakers. I could feel the heat rising, not in the music, but in the truth of it. The realization that letting go is its own kind of volume. And then it hit with that slow, deliberate force that starts somewhere quiet and ends somewhere undeniable. The song was out there now, circling in other minds, collecting interpretations I'll never hear and never control. And somehow that gave it mass, a kind of gravity I wasn't carrying when it was only mine. And when the heat finally eased, there was this strange calm, the kind that settles in after you felt everything you were afraid to feel. I wasn't thinking about the song anymore. I wasn't checking how it landed. I was just sitting there, letting the quiet do what it does. Something soft, a melody drifting out of me, like it had always been there. It took a second before I recognized it, my own tune, unforced, unplanned, as natural as breathing. And that was the strangest part, realizing the song had come back to me. Not as a worry, not as a question, but as something familiar enough to live in my body without asking permission. Sometimes letting go doesn't mean losing it. Sometimes it means finally hearing it the way it was meant to be heard. And in the end, there was nothing left to manage, just the simple facts that the song was out there. And I was still here, breathing in the quiet it left behind. A small moment, barely anything, but it felt like peace, the kind that arrives only after you've let go and stayed long enough to hear what remains. And maybe none of this matters much, with only a handful of people listening, but somehow that makes the quiet feel even truer.